Not all property is physical, something I can hold in my hands. So let's talk about intellectual property. And in order to do this, I need to introduce you to my pal Fred here. This is Fred. And Fred has this idea of an invention. Fred wants to invent the flying car. So Fred puts in a lot of hard work. He is an ingenious man, and eventually he creates this flying car. But Fred also knows that when he has this flying car, if he doesn't do something to protect his design, his intellectual property behind this flying car, then it makes it easy for someone to steal. So then Fred can't make money off flying cars, someone else can. So what Fred does is he patents his invention. So now that Fred has his idea patented, then no one else can steal his design for his flying car, because if they do, he has patent protection, which means the design for the flying car is his and nobody else's, so he can sue them for patent infringement. However, Fred knows he needs to market his idea, so he came up with the incredible slogan, "Go far with Fred's flying cars." Except when you have a motto, then Fred also knows that he needs to protect that motto too, because what if someone else steals it? What if someone else steals his motto, "Go far with Fred's flying cars," and they start making fun of it? That would not be good for business. So, Fred gets a trademark. The deal with trademarks is they are applied to commercial uses. So logos, mottos, Fred, he can get trademarks on all of that stuff. But eventually, Fred stops making money off of his flying car business because after so many years, his patent is no longer valid. So he decides to turn to his own personal knowledge of flying cars in order to make more money. So what he does is he starts writing books. However, when Fred writes books, he knows that people can just reprint his books without giving him credit and claim that as their own. But that can't happen if Fred copyrights his work. Remember, copyrights are protections on intellectual property associated with art or creativity. It's almost like the patent for ideas that aren't tangible. So books, songs, paintings, they can all get copyrights on them, whereas they can't get patents because how can you patent a poem? Patents are for inventions, whereas copyrights are for works of creative arts, and trademarks are applied to commercial uses. So this is the idea of intellectual property and the story of Fred. When Fred creates an invention, he needs to get a patent in order to protect his idea, but when he comes up with the slogan for commercial use, he would need to get a trademark, and when he uses his own personal knowledge to create a book, he would need to copyright that. This is the idea of intellectual property. Not everything is physical. Things that people can own can be ideas and designs and little cool knickknacks like slogans too. And we can protect this through intellectual property protections like patents, trademarks, and copyrights.